Well, this is the first ride that I've taken on the Voyager since last November. And I had a little bit of work to do because over the winter the electrolyte fluid must have boiled out, because I had that electrolyte fluid, low electrolyte fluid. Whew, that's a mouthful. Indicator light. Before I put it away for the winter, so I topped it off, put it on the maintenance. The maintenance charger, and it turned it on this spring to start it up, and I noticed that it was on again. So I don't know if it's getting too much of a charge from that charger. I'm not really sure, but I'll keep an eye on it. For now, I don't need a new battery. It starts right up, and but I do have a problem with this, and it's similar to the problem that I had on the Voyager when I started riding it again. It has a terrible front end wobble at low speeds. See, it's not bad right now. It's actually okay. But I thought maybe I am at the end of this tire on the front. It's got 50. No, I'm sorry. It's got a little over 10,000 miles on it. I've gotten great wear out of these Dunlop Elite 2s or Elite 3s, and I've been pretty happy with them. I don't know if they still make them. I would probably put the same thing back on when I went to replace it. But honestly, I look at the rear tire on this. It's got a ton of meat left on it. Now, I know motorcycle tires, what happens is they're okay until they're not. Somehow you get bald spots on them overnight. You know, after a couple, they look great, and then after another 100 miles, they're all messed up. Bald spots, and what do you call it, showing through, port showing through. So I know I've left on trips to Vermont, had great tires when I left, and had to replace a tire. What I thought were great tires, and had to replace a tire when had to replace a tire on the trip. So keep an eye on all of it. The front end wobble on the Intruder was cured by those Shingo Tourmaster 230s. I have no front end wobble, which is, I love that. I love it when my bike runs good and it tracks good and it handles good and everything's good. I had to pump up the suspension on this bike, and I'm hoping that it holds air. Never had a problem with it, but you know, things get old. Things get old. She feels good right now. Cruise control works. Hands are off the handlebars. She's tracking straight and true. No wobble at speed, so you know. The other thing I should do probably is check the pressure in these things, because I did not do that. You know, I will probably do the fluids on this bike as well. Just be a good idea to change everything. I love this old girl, I'll tell you. I really do. She gives a great ride. She's got power, she's got oomph, She's got character. I really do love this bike. And you know what? I want to say this to all of you Voyager lovers out there. Thanks for tuning in when I post a Voyager video. I always get I get a ton of comments on this bike, and I think it has a secret admiration society out there, because I get comments and from people that tell me they just got one, low mileage, they love it. I mean, I think that this thing has a cult following that really kind of nobody knows about. It is a great touring bike, even even with the old technology. I have to say it. It's just a great touring bike. And what I wanted to tell you guys is, if you're not familiar with my channel and you've just tuned in because there's a Voyager video, Voyager 12 video, I would suggest that you go to my playlist and pick Crippled to Cross Country. That is a 10,000 mile trip on this bike, and at the time I didn't know the bike. It was just, I had bought it, I was crippled, and when the time came to go cross country, man, I got on it and I went, and the only thing that really broke on it was a speedometer cable in 10,000 miles. So if you like the Voyager and you like to see some of where it's been and where it's taken me and what these bikes are capable of, tune into Crippled Across Country. Give it a look. The first 4 episodes are hard to watch because they deal with my affliction and how I ended up getting a miracle cure. And if you don't want to go put yourself through that, I understand. Just go to, I think it's, I want to say it's like episode 3 or 4, where I actually leave on my trip. So this bike has seen a lot of country under me. It only had 19,000 miles on it when I bought it. I think it's got about 29, it's going on 30,000 miles now. So, but I know I could literally get another 100,000 miles out of this bike, easy. She's just solid. I think I'm going to switch the antifreeze over to Evans antifreeze, which will prevent corrosion for really kind of ever. You never have to change it. It's not cheap, it's expensive, but for what you can now consider a classic bike, this bike is 21 years old. It's some good stuff, and I learned about that on Jay Leno's Garage. Evans antifreeze, that's what he uses in all his classics and antiques. Well, this is just me out on the bike, taking a nice ride for the first time, making sure everything was working on the Kawasaki Voyager. Everything is. I'm going to pump up these tires, and that will be it. I have a couple of things that I would like to address on it, mostly in the category of plastics, bodywork. That should be hard to do. And now that I've got 3 bikes running, riding them, it's like a full-time job. You got to keep them running, or they're not gonna, they're not gonna start when you want to ride them. Oh, she does 80 like nothing. We'll give these young guys a go for the money, huh? What do you think? We'll hang in there with them? That's a TL1000 up front there, a Suzuki. Really didn't notice the other one. Well, I'm going to do something today that I have never done before. I don't think. I can't recall that I have. What is that, Rich? What are you going to do? I'm going to ride two of my motorcycles on the same day. Now, that might seem like, whew, big deal. But I guess for me it is. I don't think I've ever done it. I don't think that by the time I had more than one motorcycle, I don't think that I could ride any of the other ones. So, this should be a trip. I'm going to take the old Intruder out. Then one day I'm going to ride 3 or 4 or 6 all on the same day. Once you're all geared up, you might as well, right? Turning right here on 121, going through Chester. Well, one thing that I found out about this bike, the speedometer is dead on according to my GPS speed. So that's better than I can say for my Goldwing. My Goldwing at I think about 80 miles an hour. It's about 4 miles an hour off. So my bike indicates 4 miles an hour faster than what it actually is according to GPS. I was getting ready for a trip to Alaska, and I was going to meet PSP Tommy G and Purple on 3 in Pennsylvania. Planned all the routes to get up to Fairbanks, Denali, and Anchorage, and I've been watching the wildfires, and just this week I said, you know what, this is not for me. The scope of the wildfires and everything it entails, I mean, in terms of what it will do to the infrastructure up there, and this is not even the middle of their season, the worst part of their wildfire season. This is just the beginning. It usually starts in May, but I guess this year it started in March, and they've had hundreds and hundreds of wildfires up there. We've gotten smoke here in the Northeast from the fires they had in Quebec, and I'm not going to go. I spoke with Tommy yesterday, and I guess he and Jody are going to push their departure back a little bit, but they still plan on going, and I will pray for their safe and happy trip, and I hope that everything that I worry about turns out to be a big fat nothing burger for them, and that's okay. I can live with that. There are other years, and I will take advantage of it when I consider the conditions a little more optimal. So that's what's going on there. I'm going to take this thing somewhere. I don't know where, but I want to find out. Listen, it seems very dependable now.
I think I've caught all the little niggling little problems that it had, and I think it's 100% now. I would like to prove it. Proof of concept, you know, actually ride it somewhere instead of around. I kind of still riding around here, only because I figure if I break down with this thing, then at least I would be close to home or closer to home. I'd be able to get some help, people I know, and but I'm getting ready. I'm thinking that maybe this is good to go. To actually go somewhere, you know, up north to the White Mountains. Maybe even try a little camping, huh? Did I just say that? I might have. That was a nice ride. Very nice ride. And as hot as the temperature showed, it said it was going to be very humid today. And I don't know, maybe it is when you're off the bike, but I found it very pleasant to ride the bike today. You know, I wasn't really burning up. I don't know, maybe my perspective on heat has changed since my ride home from Arizona last year. That was heat, man. 105 degrees, 104, 102. Oh my goodness. So, and I even said that, you know, I didn't like to ride over 80, 85. And then at some point it was like 88, 89. No problem. I guess it's what you get used to, you know? I guess that's what you get used to.